I was working DoorDash this night. It was pretty late, like 12 or 1 a.m. I was used to staying up, so doing these late night deliveries was kind of normal for me. This night was slow. I was driving around and just listening to music while waiting for any orders to come through. When one finally did, I barely even looked at the details before accepting it, since I didn't have much options anyway. I drove up to the 24/7 McDonald's and picked up their order, then had the app set me on course for the drop-off location. It was 15 minutes from me. The whole drive was quiet. The roads were still, and I didn't really have any thoughts. I was just going through the motions. When I was a minute from arriving, it had me turn into I don't know what to call it. I guess it was a business area, but it didn't look like a regular one. Usually these places with a bunch of business buildings were nice, like well landscaped and taken care of, but this place wasn't. Most of the buildings looked old and unused, and the grass and bushes around them were overgrown and untrimmed. It was strange. The map had me turn into a parking lot where a small office building was. It looked like it was only one story. It was just as old and out of shape as the other places. I had done deliveries to office buildings before, or people at work, so this was nothing out of the ordinary, really. It was just the strange nature of this area that had me put off. The map had me pull into what looked like the back of the building, though it was kind of hard to tell. I looked at the directions to see if maybe there was more info, but then a message popped up from the customer. They said they saw me pull in, and to bring it up to the gray metal door on my side of the building. I said alright, and pulled up next to the building, then got out with the bag. As I walked up to it, I could tell this was definitely the back of the office. There was no main door. It was just a bunch of random doors, like a fire exit door, and a bunch of back access doors. I found the one they were talking about, though. It was a gray metal door with no windows or markings or anything. As I approached it, my phone got another message. He just said to bring it right inside for him. I kinda just shrugged it off and did as he said, not thinking too hard about it. I opened the door and stepped in. It was a hallway, but the main lights weren't on. It was just what I guess were the low energy lights. Small, dim light bulbs spread out down the hallway. Honestly, I was expecting some sort of room, or like a counter or something, that would be an obvious place for me to put the food. Was I supposed to just walk further into the building, or was he gonna meet me here? I pulled my phone back out to text him when I heard a click behind me. I turned and looked at the door. I pulled on the handle, but it was stuck. Someone just locked me in. All the blood rushed from my face. What did I just get myself into? I dropped the bag and tried harder to open the door, but it didn't budge at all. My only option was to go further down the hallway and hope I could find another way out before whoever was out there finds their way to me. Just as I started making my way down the hallway, I heard a door open and close from somewhere on the other side of the building. I hurried, running to the end and finding another door. When I opened it, there was another dimly lit hallway with a bunch of rooms on either side. I went in, but immediately heard something from the other end, so I made a split-second decision and slipped into one of the office rooms and hid. A few seconds later, footsteps came rushing through the hall and right up to the door to the hallway I just came from. They went in, running down toward the locked door. I made a run for it, going the direction the person came from and hoping to find the exit. Thankfully, I did. I ran back out to my car and drove out of there. Unfortunately, I don't think the officer on the phone understood the situation fully because they didn't get an officer there for 20 minutes. Nobody was there by then. However, I was informed that the office building was not in service at the moment, or hadn't been for the last 5 or so years. It was like partially abandoned, I guess. No cameras or anything. What exactly would have happened if I hadn't been quick enough to leave that hallway? Who knows? Definitely won't let myself get in a situation like that again, though. Recently, there's been an enormous data breach. 2.7 billion victims' personal information and social security numbers were stolen. This stolen personal data could allow people to gain access to your financial accounts, or even steal your identity. So now it's more important than ever to take extra measures to ensure your security. There's really no better time than now to take advantage of Aura's security service. I've been regularly sponsored by Aura for over a year now, and it's because I honestly believe their service is amazing. Aura provides continuous monitoring of your personal data and resolves any potential threats that may come up, while also preventing future threats. They also make it incredibly easy for you to use and understand everything going on with your data. With their free trial, you'll be able to have Aura scan and remove your personal data from all over the internet, including scam centers, the dark web, data brokers, and hackers. After this, Aura will set up continuous monitoring on all of your data, ensuring any issues can be resolved rapidly by notifying you the instant something comes up. When I had first signed up, Aura immediately found dozens of places across the internet that already had my personal data, including my full name and address. In just a couple minutes, Aura cleared all of it. Especially in times like these, with huge data breaches and scams happening so often, having peace of mind knowing Aura is protecting your information is above anything. By using aura.com/whispered or scanning the QR code, you can get a completely free 14-day trial, allowing you to see if your personal data has been leaked, remove that data from multiple large platforms, and securely monitor your personal identity. I highly recommend using this opportunity to find any leaked info and ensure it is taken care of and secured. Thank you again to Aura for sponsoring this portion of today's video.